Now that you've learned some tools to change money habits and decrease financial stress, let's discuss some of the most common tricky financial habit loops and sources of stress that people deal with. Some of these are based on how our brains are wired. Have you ever gone out for an expensive dinner and then splurged even further on pricey drinks? Or made a big purchase and added on some extra options that you hadn't originally planned to buy? This is known as the what the hell effect. Once we've committed to a big purchase, we're more likely to keep spending, like buying a new pair of shoes to go with that new suit or dress, rather than considering the impact of the extra spending by itself. We also engage in revenge spending to make up for lost time for opportunities. Have you ever told yourself, I deserve a little something after a particularly challenging day? That's your brain focusing on a quick fix to feel better when you feel stressed out or deprived, even if it's not in your best long-term interest. When it comes to making financial decisions, we have a hard time thinking about the future as compared to the present. The technical term for this is delayed discounting, because we discount the value of the future relative to right now. Immediate rewards, even if they're small, seem even more exciting than future rewards, even if they're bigger. Most of us would say that maintaining a healthy body weight would be more important than eating one piece of cake, but if someone hands you a plate with a piece of cake on it, you're more likely to eat it than stay focused on your long-term health goals. The same goes for money. If you have $20 in your pocket, you're more likely to spend it on something today than to deposit it in the bank and invest it so it will be worth more in the future. Behavioral economists have also shown that our prediction of what will happen in the future, good or bad, can be skewed based on our mood or level of happiness. How's that for unawareness? This can work for unrewarding or painful things as well. Take credit cards. They're extremely convenient, often give you cash back or other rewards, and if you pay them off each month, they don't really cost anything to use. But studies have shown that the act of paying for something with cash is more painful than paying for something with credit. Putting something on a credit card, for example, delays the pain of depleting your bank account. If you're not aware of your whole financial picture, this can actually feel like a reward in the present, especially if you feel like you can pay it off over several months. But if you don't pay your bills on time, the future cost may be greater than if you were to pay for it all up front. Tools like the Mint app can really help here by making you aware of your whole spending picture, cash and credit, and making sure you're paying bills on time. Speaking of the future, another typical habit is not thinking about how your expenses will grow along with your income or a big purchase. If you've ever gotten a raise or a bonus, ask yourself, what did you do with it? Did you continue to live on your old salary and save or invest the extra money, or did you find new ways to spend it? Similarly, if you move to a new apartment or buy a bigger house, most people forget to factor in all the added utilities, new furniture, and other additional expenses. It's totally okay to have things that make you feel happy, but far too many people find themselves in a financial hole living in a home or driving a car they can't afford because they were so excited to show off their increased work status and have something they couldn't have before, but without taking the time to realize that they still might be overspending after all of the extra costs are factored in. Similarly, people ignore saving for the future and spend all the money they have access to now. They're thinking they can start saving at a later date. This can be true even if you're lucky enough to have access to a company savings or retirement plan. Although far too many people can barely make ends meet, if you can put a small amount away each month now, you'll have more in the long run and be better able to deal with emergencies when they happen. Spouses or significant others who share finances or expenses do not always have the same kinds of relationships with money as each other. In fact, finances are one of the biggest relationship stressors out there, ranking up there with death of a loved one, workplace stress, and divorce. One financial pitfall that can be easy to fall into when this happens is called financial infidelity. This happens when one partner ends up lying to the other about their spending habits to avoid conflict or to hide spending issues. Instead of repeating this behavior, use your tools of awareness and curiosity to work together to understand and change unhelpful financial habits. The next time you're feeling tempted to spend money in an unhelpful way, take a time out to pause, reflect, and determine why it is that you feel this way. Using the 5-finger breathing tool in the Take 5 exercises section of the app is a great way to ground yourself in the midst of negative emotions or uncomfortable feelings, and to help you understand what's truly motivating you to spend money. Similarly, using an app like Mint can make all of these tricky financial habits easier to see. and keep you focused on the long-term rewards of working towards your financial goals.